Good morning, guys. This is your boy Regs Auto back with another video on the Range Rover 2016 Range Rover Sport Supercharged 3.0 liter. We got this vehicle here that has a couple of codes in the system for the fuel rail pressure sensor, and it's also got a code for the oil um, oil pressure sensor, right? Um, this Range Rover, we actually bought this vehicle back in 2024 because we had another issue with a customer's vehicle. We were trying to solve a problem, so we took the engine out of it, sold it to the customers. Customer's happy. So now that we're trying to put this one back together. But let me give you a little bit of back history on this vehicle and trying to get the vehicle going. We purchased not a Range Rover on the outside to get this door up. And this one was for parts only. If you guys can see here real quick. My shop's very dirty and a lot of construction is going on around in the area. So this is a 2014 HSE Supercharged Sport. We picked it up. It is the same, you can see that. It says that 3.0 liter with 108,000 miles on it, all-wheel drive. And let me get this trash can out of the way here. So this vehicle is a salvage vehicle, and we were only interested in actually acquiring the engine out of it. But for the price for an engine, we might as well get the whole vehicle for it. And once the engine is finished, we have other parts that we could actually use for future repairs. So it's going to go back in here, back to this 2016 Range Rover HSE. We got some code in the system, and we have to try and figure out what those codes are. I have an idea what the codes are, and I also want you guys to, if you could, have your input on it and tell me if I'm right in terms of my scenario when I'm done with it. So first and foremost, we're going to get in the vehicle and we're going to get it scanned, and I'll show you guys what the codes are. Nice truck, black on black. Let me put this over here so you can sit and set things up. All right. Let me get in the vehicle right here. Okay. So now, if you could probably turn this around here so you guys can see. We'll close the door. Right? I think there's a way to, should be able to lift this up, right? Oh, no. Can't do that. There's a way, right here, there's a way to lift it up. So you can focus a little bit better. So you guys can really see. All right, so that's the vehicle right here. The check engine light is on. We do have the scan tool, right? So we're gonna put the ignition on. Ignition comes on, and we're going to scan it right here, right? Just gonna do just a generic scan. I can also do the Range Rover software, but I'll do a generic scan on it so you guys can kind of see what's going on. Auto scan. It's gonna pull up the OBD2 protocol for the CAN system. So the vehicle has 3 codes in it, right? So we're just gonna scan right here, and you can see the codes are gonna pop right up. All right, so there are the codes. Fuel pressure system too high, bank 1, and fuel pressure system too high, bank 2, and fuel regulator A exceeded learning limits too low, right? It's got the random misfire detected, cylinder 1 detected. Well, it's just random. So, and fuel rail pressure sensor too high, bank 1, and it's also too high in bank 2, right? And there's a oil pressure system also code, but I've cleared the codes out, and some of them came back so far. So that's the generic side of the scan tool, right? So what we're gonna do, we're gonna back out of this, and we are going to go over. We're going to go over to the Land Rover section in the Altel scanner, European, and scroll up. We're going to select Land Rover, accept the Land Rover. So this is going to do like a dealer's type of level scan on the vehicle. That's the VIN number. We're going to OK that. It's 2016, as you can see, Range Rover HSE Sport. All right, so how it functions, let me just jump in here real quick. Immobilizer key, suspension, headlight throttle. Don't want that. I do have a scenario that I can show you guys real quick. That I have a suggestion. All right, so you're going to go powertrain, and you're going to go throttle codes. So there we have it. That is on the generics, on the Range Rover side of things, oil pressure EOP control circuit open, fuel rail pressure too high, fuel pressure regulator exceeded learning limits is too low, fuel rail system pressure too high, and it has all these random misfires on it, and then it has the misfire detected on startup 1000 or whatever it is, right? So if we start the vehicle runs, as you can see. I'll put this back down, but it's very, very jerry in the way it runs. And as you can see that the RPMs are moving back and forth and up and down, back and forth and up and down. Right? So sometimes you put it in gear and it actually stalls out. But when the vehicle is warm, it tends to work a little better, right? When the vehicle warms up. I'll shut the scanner down here real quick, and we'll go back over to the bench, and then we're going to have a conversation on the type of things that are happening to this car. All right, so I'll get out. Oh, it's really tough sometimes when you're getting old for you to get out of a vehicle. Nice truck. We're going to put it back together. These Range Rovers, sometimes when they're older, they tend to go through a lot of things that could easily be solved, not by fixing it correctly, but by retrofitting certain things. So, light shut off here. All right. I'll put this down here. And I don't know if we could, good. I wish there was a way to flip the camera around. I don't think there is. All right, so we'll have a conversation here, because I guess it's not showing the software that needs to be shown, right? So here's the thing, right? So we swapped that engine out of that auto Range Rover, swapped the engine out, and put it in. That one is a 2014. This one is a 2016. We ran into a problem with the 2014. There are two different engines for the 3.0 liter Range Rover, depending on the VIN number. We knew that, but we decided to take a chance and install this engine in the 2016. The engine did run, as you can see, but the problem is it wind up tripping out a bunch of codes. First and foremost, we swapped the engine harness out, which had a few plugs that were not connectable because the 2014 Range Rover system does not have as much sensors as the 2016. So the abbreviations in the computer, and most of the stuff is computer control, which could affect the performance of how the vehicle run and perform out in the street. The vehicle drives well, but only on startup sometimes you have a problem where it stalls when you try to put it in gear, or the idle is very jerky. So on the 2014 Range Rover, the oil pump system itself is not electronically controlled. It's a manual oil pump, right? On the 2016 Range Rover Supercharge, the 3.0, the oil pump is electronically controlled, which also controls the high pressure fuel pump cam gears on the high pressure fuel pump system on the side of the engine. So that solenoid that actually controls the increase of oil flow and to decrease the oil flow does not exist on the 2014. So we have the harness of the 2016 now installed on the 2014 Range Rover engine, and that connector has nowhere to go because that 2014 oil pump system does not have that connector. So the abbreviations in the computer is actually looking for that input from the oil pump, electronically controlled oil pump that's supposed to be in the 16, and it's not there. So it's causing the computer to just basically go crazy because it's not getting the input from the oil pump. So it's actually manually producing the oil pressure and actually probably maybe compressing the fuel that actually goes into the fuel rail. That's why we're having those two codes of high pressure in the fuel rail system. That's the codes that we have. So we have two options, right? We can take this engine back out, which we might have to do, and retrofit the engine. And let me just go walk over here so we can get it open. Retrofitting, I mean by actually, I'm not going to get it open now because I disconnected the crank for the hood. By actually retrofitting the engine and retrofitting it in a way where we can actually put that sensor connector for the oil pump. So we'd have to change the oil pump in this engine, put the 2016 oil pump in this 2014 engine, and probably machine the hole to come out the side of the block where we can actually install that connector that's on the harness right now. Once we do that, we should be okay. The vehicle should run fine, right? Like I said, this is a vehicle that I actually tested before I actually take it apart, because we did sell the engine to a customer that has a 2018 Range Rover Supercharged 3.0 Sport, which the motor worked flawlessly in that car. But we were trying to restore this one. So the other option that we do have, we could take the computer system, right, the ECM, out of the 2014 and try to install it in the 2016, right, by reflashing that used computer. I'm not sure if that's going to work, depending on the VIN number that needs to be programmed into it. It might reject the VIN number because the VIN number is would be from a 2016 that we're trying to program into a 2014 computer. It may or may not work. So that is the other option that we do have, that we could actually do that. It might work. If it does, it will save us a whole lot of labor. So in other words, it's like in most of the big trucks, like the diesel trucks, they do like a def delete. So we're actually doing like an oil pump delete, where we can actually delete the electronically controlled oil pump by using the other ECM that comes out of the 2014 Range Rover that is sitting right outside in the corner over here. But if it was up to me, if I have the software, I could actually try to program it and see if it does work. I am going to look into that. But if it was up to me, I think I would rather do it the right way, which is a shitload of work and don't have to deal with any programming, is by taking this engine back out, opening up the oil pan and retrofitting the oil pump, the 2016 oil pump, put it back in, and you don't have to deal with no kind of programming and all that. But I'm going to find out how hard it is to actually swap a computer in the 2016 Range Rover. I figured that it might be complicated. I do have scanners that have the bidirectional systems on it. I could try to see if that works, but if not, I'd probably have to get the JLR LDD part finder software in order for me to be able to do it. So having said that, guys, we buy a lot of Range Rovers. I like working on them. I have like 6 of them on the outside. I also rent them out for graduations and stuff like that. And if you guys are interested in having the Range Rovers repaired, especially for the timing chains and stuff like that, you guys can contact me. Or if you're also looking for parts, we have a lot of Range Rover parts that are basically lying around the shop. We have converters. This whole drum is full with engine parts that we are going to be using at some point. We have converters down in the ground. As you can see, those converters right there. Sorry for the dirty shop anyway. Those are the cats that go into the 2016 and 17 Range Rovers. And also, we have the 2014 that is on the outside that if you guys need body parts off, I will also be willing to sell that as well for you. So it is Regs Auto up in Massachusetts, and you can contact me. Just Google my phone number and you can reach out to me if you need anything or if you need some repairs done. Thanks for watching. I'll keep you updated on it. Please like and subscribe the video if you find it interested. And if you have any comments, just drop it in there. I'll be happy to get back to you so we can figure out what do we actually need to do with this vehicle in order to save some time and money. All right, have a good one, guys. Bye-bye.